CWA, they respond to him like there's nothing to it. I can't get these documents. He gets them overnight.
Hello, welcome everyone to Sandy Hook Facts and sandyhookfacts.com. I am your host, CWA. I was going through Lenny's feed and I came across this picture. This is a picture of Ariel and Noah holding a Transformers Dark Side of the Moon toy, and that movie came out in 2011. So this is a timestamp that cannot be debunked. All right. So I wanted to point that out, and it segues into this video, which we're going to talk about a couple of things. First, we're going to talk about Crisis Actors Guild. It's a website that you need to visit. It's a blog. It's probably the most comprehensive debunking of many hoaxer claims, such as that the school is not open. And a couple of days ago, Crisis Actor Guild put out a video debunking claims made about child victims of Sandy Hook. All right, so we're going to talk briefly about that. We're going to talk about one of the victims who gets accused of being, I guess it's more accurately a little girl in Newtown that gets accused of being one of the deceased children, Olivia Engel. And, you know, that's just the disgusting part of the hoaxers, right? And then we're going to close out this video with another video of Don Hodgsprung talking to the Newtown Board of Education. Towards the end of the 2011 school year, which was in January 2012, she puts on a presentation about wanting a all-day kindergarten. The hoaxers like to claim Don Hodgsprung never existed, and they can't back that up. So we're going to take a look at her talking to the school board. So a couple of days ago, Crisis Actor Guild put out a video debunking claims made about child victims of Sandy Hook. I think it's must read. I mean, especially if you're going to go around accusing little children, then you need to look at yourself getting debunked right here. All right, and he says, I've been sitting on the following photographs for a little while now. In that time, I've gone back and forth of whether or not I should actually post them. And that's the whole problem with debunking and why we drag our feet on debunking the claims about the children, because it's disgusting. And why do we have to talk about children? Okay, but there comes a point when I guess probably the benefits of at least putting a debunking out there outweigh that, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, the families have obviously been a lot, and they continue to go through a lot more than necessary as they are forced to deal with bottom-feeding scumbags like James Fetzer, Wolfgang Halbig, Maria Chang, Tony Mead, etc. And so I echo that sentiment. Okay, he continues, on the flip side, the material is publicly available. Some of the photos are a bit more difficult to find than others, but they are public. And I'm not violating anybody's trust. And so I'll go along with that. And that's my opinion as well. I certainly don't want to hurt any of the families. I think this stuff has to be talked about. If you think ignoring the hoaxers is going to make them go away, it's not going to happen. And I'm not saying that debunking them is going to make them go away. I mean, most of their stuff, 99% of the hoaxer stuff, if not all of it, has been either debunked, discredited, or has no merit whatsoever. The hoaxers literally fabricated it, and it goes along that lines for Sandy Hook Hoax. Sandy Hook Hoax is debunked. The claim going on with his article, the claim, or her, I actually have no idea who this is. So, the claim that no one actually died at Sandy Hook and that it was just a drill presents nearly endless logical issues, many of which are never broached by deniers, so that's for sure. And so he's going to start talking about the hoaxers in the Super Bowl, and I've avoided that one. It's so absurd. The hoaxers are so ridiculous, all right? So let's get to where he's going with this. The Newtown Beelines is a reoccurring weekly feature in which reporters ask Newtown residents, including school children, some fairly mundane questions. Beeline spoke to Sandy Hook victim Olivia Engel twice, the first in November 2010, and the caption was, with Thanksgiving coming up, what are you thankful for? And Olivia Engel said, my blanket. Gosh. You hoaxers that stalk these families really need to reevaluate yourselves. And then, so disgusting. Beeline spoke to Olivia for a second time over a year later in December 2011. And so then there's that picture. And then it starts talking about the hoaxers and their stupid claim that these children are singing at the Super Bowl in 2013. All right, so let's listen to these hoaxers and let's see what they have to say. This is how pathetic the hoaxers are right here. Let's listen.
So here is Olivia Rose. Let's take a look at some other photos of her. Here are a few more photos of Olivia. So you got her image in your mind? Here is Olivia, well and alive at the Super Bowl, 4 to 6 years after the images were taken of her and these other children. 4 to 6 years older, now around 12 or 13 years old.
And I'm gonna talk about the Super Bowl in another video that I'm making. But we'll just look at this one for now, and it has that picture of that girl in it, and then a picture of Olivia Engel, and you can clearly see they are not the same children. The eyes are not the same. The dimples that are on each side of Olivia Engel's cheeks right there, they're not present on the other person. That's it. That's case closed. The chin line is not the same. The facial structure is not the same. The hair is not the same. The eyebrow colors are not the same. It's not the same kid. And for each issue, we have the same thing out of the hoaxers. That's what they produce. The comparisons are just the one for Emily Parker. It's not even close. It's really, and the one for Josephine Gay is not even close. It's just the two girls wear glasses, and that's enough for a hoaxer. So that's how stupid they are. All right. So we're going to talk about the Super Bowl in another video. In addition to the obvious fact that the girls are not the same, we actually have quite a bit of information on Olivia Engel. I did a video called Fallen Angel. Never said the girl's name, I don't think, in that video. But that video, Fallen Angel, is about Olivia Engel. Olivia Engel's death is, I wouldn't say more tragic than any other, because they're all horrible, but we have the most physical evidence of her death publicly available to us. My video, Fallen Angels, shows the officers carrying her out. She was still alive in room 10 after the shooting. She was discovered by officers, and she was carried across the parking lot to an ambulance, and that ambulance took her to Danbury Hospital, and she was pronounced dead at Danbury Hospital. There are 3 death certificates available from Danbury. In Connecticut, death certificates are available either where you live or where you died. And so 2 of the children died in Danbury, or were declared dead in Danbury at the Danbury Hospital. And those 2 death certificates are available at Danbury Hospital, and one of the adults lived in Danbury, and her death certificate is available at Danbury. And sitting here as I'm writing this, I can't remember which adult it is, and I'm not sure it's relevant to what I'm doing, but you can get 3 of them from Danbury, from the Danbury clerk. Right now, the death certificates are available. You can look them up online and order them online. So let's take a look at Fallen Angel real quick, and we will see the officers carrying Olivia Engel.
To check her pulse. Then it's redacted. I saw multiple adult civilians at the northeast corner of the parking lot, and police officers instructing them to get back and stay back. The civilians were screaming for an ambulance to get up here. And so we're going to listen to that. That's on 911 calls. I recall being terrified that the girl's parents were among the civilians present. I realized that the ambulance was remaining staged per their procedure, and they would not come further into the scene. I then got up and ran down onto Dickinson Drive with the girl and got onto the ambulance. I advised the ambulance crew, redacted, and then sprinted back to the school. So that's a summary of Officer Chapman's recollection of what happened. So let's look at some of the other evidence. We have always had this picture that has always been out there. You can see the little girl in Officer Chapman's arm, and the rifle is slung across his back just as he described, and you can see Lieutenant Bengali, who is notable because he's wearing a white shirt. He has the raid vest over the white shirt. Blumenthal run in. So later, about 9:56, there they are. Watch this in slow motion. But we'll freeze frame them, and you can see that it's Lieutenant Vangeli in the white shirt with the raid vest. And you can see that somebody's carrying something. You can't necessarily make out that it's Chapman. But you can see that it matches that photograph. Now we've heard the descriptions from the officers of the parents yelling. So let's listen.
What?
Anybody, I see a girl.
Did you see? Okay, ma'am, you gotta calm down, okay? Did you see the shooter?
No, the
No.
policeman is here.
Okay, so you're with the policeman?
But we need an ambulance.
Okay, where do you need the ambulance, ma'am?
Yeah, because one girl got shot, and they asking for ambulance right there. They don't let to go to the school.
Okay, where do you need the ambulance?
In Sandy Hook School in Newtown, Connecticut.
I know we're in Newtown, but where are you? Are you inside the building or are you on the
Yeah,
ground?
they asking. The people are asking for ambulance. I don't know. I'm gonna hang up. I'm gonna check on my husband.
Okay, all right. We'll get
So that
somebody
is
out,
4
okay?
911 calls that support the officer description of the scene, what we see on dash cam, and what we saw in the photo that was released December 14, 2012. So all of that matches. The state police did not release the audio of the EMS traffic that was going on at the time, so what we still have is the audio that was released from Radio Man the day of the shooting. And so we will go back to that. So A2 Newtown is one of the two ambulances that were first there on scene. So Newtown A2 and A3.
Hey guys, you should have Newtown on scene with 2 sergeants and another patrol car.
A2 Newtown, might we possibly need a second medic?
By way of information, the paramedics and EMTs in Newtown A2 and A3 are actually employees of Danbury Ambulance Service. Newtown contracts with Danbury Ambulance Service. We hear Newtown A2 announce that they're upstaging right as we see on the dash cam that they're arriving.
A2 is that staging?
And right behind Newtown A2 is Newtown A3.
Okay, in addition to that video, we also have the Social Security Death Index. We have her Social Security number. She is certified as deceased with the United States government and with Connecticut. And you can go to the city clerk for Danbury, and you can look up Olivia Engel's death certificate. And so you can see it right there. And I didn't look to how to order it exactly through them, but you can follow their procedure and order it. They show they have it right on the website, and then they also show Ben Wheeler's, which is the other child. And you can go and look these up and verify what I'm saying. Ben Wheeler is the boy from room 8. And so I think I've blogged this, but I don't think I've ever said it in video. And so you can find Ben Wheeler's there. So we have death certificates, we have videos of the officer carrying Olivia Engel, we have Social Security Death Index, and that is quite a bit actually. So that can't be debunked. Next up, for those that don't know, you can go to the Newtown websites and you can watch streams of several Newtown boards, their various boards, their education board, their planning committee, all these different videos. They're online. You can find many where they discuss Sandy Hook Elementary, so you can find those there. This video I'm going to shows Dawn Hodgsprung as she's presenting something about a full day kindergarten class that she's pitching. I don't know if it's for the whole district or just for Sandy Hook or exactly. It's very long. It's quite obviously not staged. It's basically mundane town business that only townspeople would probably care about. All right, and this was posted January 19th, 2012. It's the 11-12 school year, so it's the school year before school year of the shooting. And Dawn Hodgsprung is the principal. Although she talks for about 20 minutes. If you want to hear the whole 20 minutes, you can go look it up on their website. They only show 5 or 6 minutes of the video camera on her. Other than that, it pans to her PowerPoint display that's going on. And I'm going to skip through that in the interest of brevity. The video is already too long. So without further ado, I give you Dawn Hodgsprung in January 19th, 2012. And when you watch her, it's just unbelievable that such a obviously awesome, warm, brilliant educator was shot. What a loss to everybody her loss is. And so you can see that as you watch her of what, I mean, who wouldn't want this woman as a principal of their children? She's also loving, caring, patient, dedicated, well-spoken. And so, all right, let's listen to Don Hunchfund.
Without further ado, let's invite our kindergarten teachers and elementary school principals to come forward and present to us.
Hi, okay. We have, I believe, 11 of our 16 kindergarten teachers and kindergarten reading teachers, early intervention teachers with us this evening. They have been working for several months to put this presentation together for you. However, they much prefer to speak to young children than to adults, so I have agreed to be your spokesperson. I know these guests, the experts are, can you throw away your faces? I'm John Hotspur, principal of Sandy Hook. Our other elementary principals are here this evening. These guys are from Middle Eight, Barbara Gaspering from Penfield, and Joanne Peters-Etchinson from Holly. They have all been involved in this process, and we are very fortunate to have the support of our administrators both at the building and district level for this initiative. This is our kindergarten team from each school, and again, they have given their own country tonight because they are passionate about the value of this initiative and this proposal and what it means to our youngest students in the immediate future, but to our district and the strength of our K-12 program in the long term. As you are all aware, the district has a strategic plan. It was initially written about 3 years ago and was revised last spring. And at this point, we are looking primarily at the teaching and learning strategy that is there from the foundation. The playing field has changed. The Common Core state standards changed the rules. And if we don't adjust our game in Midtown, we will not be able to remain competitive. Anybody have any questions?
I have for I just want to check. Do we have any sort of, not raw necessarily, direct answers from the other schools as to what they you asked like 5 basic questions. Do we have the answers here?
We don't necessarily have question answer verbatim, but there is a chart in the second section of your packet that it's arranged to show exactly what we would do if we had to put it in the packet as a tank of some of those.
And this is based on the results of talking to the other.
Correct.
Okay.
And that will be posted on that.
Are there any questions from board members?
building to our school. In each school, we have adequate space provided in the building kindergarten, yes.
Regarding the pre-K program that is currently how is that